All right, we are on all fronts. Everybody back up. Let's all just calm down here, fellas. I wish you guys could see this from my point of view. I got stupid in surround sound right now. Oh, holy crap. Curtis. Anyways, I lost my upper denture in a big snowstorm last month, and I got the bright idea of being paranoid that somebody's tracking me to. Oh, wait. Did I miss the beginning of the joke? Let me see. I was just saying yesterday how I needed a body because I'm terrible at paper. Needed a body, lol, because I'm terrible at paperwork. Oh, man. Was that the joke? But maybe I need to hear it in person. Morning over on the tube. What's up, Matty and everybody? What's going on, Josh? I got you right here. I got people over here. I got people over here. I'm all over the place this morning, man. I'm on all fronts this morning. Sorry I missed you at the benefit. Heard it was good though. Oh, it was a great benefit. My comedy gig didn't happen though, unfortunately. So that's okay. I mean, it was just a kind of a miscommunication, and I shouldn't say it was a miscommunication even. It was just they didn't expect the turnout for that event that they got. They weren't expecting that many people to be there. And the hall side of the VFW was being used for a separate event, so we weren't allowed to go over there. So there ended up my microphone and my amp and even doing anything. It was just shoulder to shoulder place. So good note and bad note. Good note is that's awesome, and they got an amazing donation, and everything went great. Bad note of that was there was no room for me to do anything. It was one of those situations like most of the events I've ever been to, when I show up, they're like, oh, thank God you're here. Sweet, excellent. We've been waiting for you. Come right this way. You know, you're set up over here, microphone's over there, blah, 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 blah. This time I showed up and I was like, hey, I'm your comedian. And it was like, oh, great. Like, not knocking them or anything, but they were already like running and gunning and hustling and bustling, and it's loaded. Like, kitchen's open, so they got food coming out. They got the bar is packed, and plus the whole side area was packed. They got like 50 raffle baskets they had to do, a meat raffle going on, 50-50 raffle, like, and you could barely move around in there. And then I come up like, hey, where can I set up a microphone and an amplifier? They were like, oh yeah, there's a comedian here too. So it was kind of a I don't know. It was just a miscommunication, but it worked out great for everybody. I still went over to my brother's house that night, and we had an amazing weekend with him. I got to see some old friends from high school. There was a couple fans there from who knew me from Facebook and all these places. Oh, I'm not supposed to say that over here. I forgot. One of these cameras is a fucking narc, and it's fucking this one over here. We're good over here on the tube. Good over here on the Book of Faces. They let me say whatever the hell I want. But then I go over here, this fucking camera, over here on the tack. Man, they'll turn your shit in right now. They'll shut my live video down for a Klondike bar over there. Oh, man. And I don't know what's going on with my camera here for you guys on the tube. I apologize. I look dead. I look very gray. I don't know. I promise I'm alive. What's up, Catherine? What's up, Dimitri? Is that what it is? What's going on, guys? What's going on over here on the Book of Faces? I love the walkthrough. You're not looking as bad as the dude behind you. Oh, I already read that one. Yeah, that's my skeleton. He's keeping a level head, though. That's the good thing. He's keeping a level head back there. Oh, I'm glad this works. I mean, it's a little overwhelming, but that's good. That's good. I mean, I think this old school camera here is kind of lagging behind a little bit, but this will work. This could work, you know. It's it's a lot. You gotta like the way you look. I'll tell you that. I'm already up here picking myself apart. But anyways, that all of that is besides the point. Today is Toothless Tuesday. If you've never been here on a Tuesday morning before, every Tuesday morning I go live without my due to our drug addictions, to raise awareness for the damage that drugs cause to your teeth, and to fight the stigma that people who are missing teeth are dumb or stupid or ugly. We are none of those things, and if we are, it's not just because we're missing teeth. So, pop out here, come and hang out with me. I got a denture. My story of how I got my teeth fixed is like straight out of a book, and I'm so thankful that it happened, because a huge part of me doing what I'm doing right here, right now, on these different platforms and being a comedian and social media and all this stuff is because I was started out in just an FB group, making posts, just sharing my recovery, because my dad had passed away and I was looking for another way to some more support in my recovery. After my dad passed away, there was a big hole left in my support system, you know? So I turned to FB and I searched for addiction recovery support groups. And I joined an addiction recovery support group. And I started making posts in there, just saying what I was going through, about talking about probation, talking about just day-to-day life, making comparisons of life and recovery, and learning life lessons and learning recovery lessons, and just sharing them with the world, right? Well, me and my best friend went to buy another motorcycle. He wanted to buy a motorcycle for his wife so that she could ride with him. She ended up not wanting to ride her own bike. She just wants to be on the back of his bike. That's fine. Now I own both of those motorcycles. But when he bought that one for her, I went with him. And the guy who sold him the motorcycle, his daughter was out there, and she was maybe 2 or 3 years old. And she locked onto my teeth. At that time, I still had the broken, gross, rotten, nonsense mouth from active addiction. 13 years of meth addiction does a number on your teeth, let me tell you. So I still had the broken, black, brown crap in my mouth. And this little girl looked at me, and I had one tooth in the front, too. One big old tooth hanging in the front. And she looked at me and just locked onto my mouth. You know, little kids, they got no shame. They don't care that you that it hurts your feelings. They don't care. She locked on, and she's like, what happened? Sorry. She's like, what happened to your teeth? And I was like, I was naughty, and they ran away. And she's like, they ran away? And I was like, yeah, they ran away. And she's like, are they going to come back? And I was like, no, they're not going to come back, honey. I got to buy all new ones. And just had this little interaction with this girl. So I made a post about it in the recovery group that I was in and talked about that and said, try not to get upset when people in this world call out your weaknesses, and you got to grow that tough skin. And this little girl doesn't know that it's going to cost me $5,000. She doesn't even care. Like, you can't have that knee-jerk reaction of getting upset and getting offended when people don't understand your recovery or whatever, And I got a message from a lady in Ohio, and she was like, I would like to help you get your teeth fixed. And I was like, you have my full attention. We talked for a little while. I told her how long I'd been in recovery and what was going on and everything. And she was like, well, I won't give you money, but give me the information for your dentist and I'll get a hold of him and we'll see what we can do. And I was like, okay. Had no idea what she had in mind. Had no idea what her intentions were, if she was going to pay $100 or what. Ended up, the dentist called me back and said that this woman paid for the entire procedure and set me an appointment. So I just had to come in and be there and get my teeth removed, and they would take the impression and get my denture made. So she reached out and she told me that she had paid for the extractions, which was half of the cost of everything, and that she wanted me to pay for the other half of getting the denture made. And I was like, all right, that's a deal. Let's do it. So I went in. I had 14 teeth removed in one sitting. Wow. I went with the option to wait to get my denture made. Okay. They give you two options when you have this procedure done. There's an instant denture, which is like when you get your teeth pulled out, they pop a denture in your mouth and you leave with teeth that day. The downside to that is the denture that they're giving you, they take the impression of your mouth before they remove your teeth. They take an impression of your mouth. And then they take that impression and they kind of just chop off the tooth part and they make a denture out of that. So it's a very rough estimate of what your mouth shape is going to be after they remove the teeth. And there's a lot more appointments with that, a lot more follow-up appointments, a lot more adjustments because that denture was made so quickly, and now there's going to be healing that takes place and all this other stuff. So you end up having to get the denture relined like 4 or 5 times within the first 6 months, and you have a lot more dentist appointments to keep up with, days to take off of work, things like that. Option B is to wait. They take your teeth out, you get nothing. And you go home with no teeth, no money, no nothing, right? So that's the option I went with because it's cheaper. It's cheaper. They yank your teeth. You spend 8 weeks with no teeth whatsoever healing. Well, I just had my tops removed. These are teeth, the bottom ones. I still have 9. I don't have anything in the back on the bottom, but I have 9 fronts. So they removed all of my top teeth in that one sitting, which honestly, some of them were just like bloop, bloop, and they fell out because I was meth-mouthed so bad at that point. There was even one that I had checked out years ago. I had a tooth checked out because it was getting bad. And the dentist didn't want to mess with it, and they wanted to send me in for oral surgery because they said the root had wrapped itself around my jaw and it wouldn't, or around a nerve, and they wouldn't be able to just pull it. Fast forward years of meth abuse later, I'm getting my teeth removed, and it wasn't even an issue. That thing was so rotted, it just practically came right out. So, saved myself thousands of dollars by staying addicted to meth for 10 more years. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so I had all my teeth removed, and then I waited 8 weeks before they did the impression. Now, so you're going 8 weeks before they make the impression. They are still going to make the denture after that. So it's not 8 weeks and then you're getting your denture. It's 8 weeks of healing. Then you go in and they take an impression of your mouth and they send that impression off to make a denture out of that. So I think there was like another month of that time that I didn't have anything in my mouth. The first week of it was probably the worst. That's when your healing's really taking place and your mouth is really sore, and eating about anything hurts like hell. Like, doesn't take much at all. Like noodles, anything soft, good stuff, like especially good moisture to it, like a pasta or something like that, was fine. But it had to be chopped tiny, because like a spaghetti noodle, you'll fucking choke, dude. If you can't chew up a spaghetti noodle, you will choke and die on spaghetti, bro. Nobody wants to go out like that. So you have to chop shit up tiny when you don't have any teeth. That's my biggest tip in the healing process of waiting to get your denture made. If you have for eating anything, is make sure it's tiny pieces, because like even to this day, with my denture even, so your bite force is extremely diminished from having real teeth to having a denture. Duh, right? But the science behind that is because you have a bone coming down, right? And then flesh grows over the end of that bone. The end of your jaw is now covered with flesh. So then you put a chunk of plastic on it, and then you chew, and what you're doing is you're squishing that little piece of flesh between the bone and the plastic is getting squished when you bite, right? So that limits your bite force incredibly. Like I can't remember the ratio, but I'm pretty sure without a denture, humans have, like natural teeth, humans have like 500 pounds of bite pressure, I believe it is. And with a denture, we have like 50 to 100. So it's diminished incredibly. You can still work it. You're fine. I can eat one, it takes some training, takes some practice, but eventually you can eat a steak and shit like that. I can. But, like, what's one thing that trips me up? Oh, stems on, not salad. What is it? Spinach. I was thinking Popeye, spinach. Baby spinach, especially like at Subway, you go and you get baby spinach on your sandwich and they got the tails on them, the stem. Oh, dude. If you got a denture, those fuckers will fuck you up. Make it gross everybody out at your table when you start choking on a frickin' stem Oh, and you got to reach in the back of your mouth and get it out because you can't do anything. It's just a flappy piece of leaf that has just laid itself down in your throat. Oh, man. Terrifying, terrifying shit. Indeed. What? Yeah, so you're, if you're getting a denture, those are things to be aware of. But, all in all, it's great. It's great. I love having a denture. And over time, you develop a better, you get tactics to how to eat and you figure it all out. And it's a great, great thing to have. Tell you what, I'm totally against teeth. I think they're overrated. They hurt. I haven't had a toothache in years. When I get something stuck in my teeth, I can literally pull them out and look and see what it is and get it out of there. There's no crevices between the teeth because the teeth are just one solid acrylic piece, so there's no divots in between them for shit to get stuck really anyways. Take them out, scrub them up, throw them in a tub of stuff for the night. Tell you what, yeah, teeth are overrated. Screw teeth. They should have come out with something better years ago, really, if you think about it. It's just these rotting things in your, you only get 2 sets. You get 1 set when you're a baby, and then we have have you ever seen the pictures of what the developing baby skull looks like with all the teeth up inside? It looks terrifying. We're like this weird science fiction creature or something. But you're telling me you couldn't reuse those cavities and grow me a 3rd set of teeth so that when I screw these ones up, maybe in my late 20s, I could go through teething again and grow a whole nother set of teeth? That would have been a good idea, God. You ever think about that? Let's see. Karen, good morning. Wait, 3 cameras. I know. We're over here. We're over here. And we're over here. And we're over here. I'm going wild this morning. I decided, you know what? Fuck it. We're going on. Because my brother had told me, you should do Toothless Tuesday on more than one thing because I've been trying to figure out which platform to do Toothless Tuesday on. Should I keep it on Facebook? Should I move it over to TikTok? Oh, see, I can't. Screw you, TikTok, with your censorship. But I was thinking moving Toothless Tuesday to only TikTok because Toothless Tuesday on TikTok just rolls off the tongue. I love alliterations and plays on words and things like that. So I loved it. But I don't like the idea of only having a video on one platform when I have multiple platforms. I might as well just put it all on all of them, right? So my brother reached out and was like, that would be a good idea to get it on all the platforms. And I was like, yeah, but I don't know how to do it. And he was like, well, you can get a program or you can use StreamYard. But StreamYard, I used to use StreamYard. I paid for StreamYard back in the day when I had guests come on and stuff. It is skyrocketed in price. It is now $45 a month for StreamYard, and that's if you pay for the whole year at once. Though it'll be $44 a month. I'm like, no. So I looked up what's another alternative to multi-streaming other than StreamYard or some program that I have to learn how to use, and it said you can just set up 3 phones. I was like, I suppose I could do that. So I have my laptop over here for FB. I got an old phone of mine here for the tube. And then I got my current phone over here on the talk. So we are just all over the place this morning. Let's see. You can multi-stream for free with programs. I do it as well. Screamy! What's up? I've heard such things. I don't know if I could wrap my brain around it. I might be able to figure it out. I don't have a very good laptop either, so there's things. But this is working for now. This works. Brother, I'm so glad I found your channel again. I saw your video and the wire in the dumpster a week ago and found it revealing. A sub for you, my good sir, for your troubles, of course. Oh, I appreciate it. That guy. Right on, man. You are that guy. Appreciate you subscribing. Welcome aboard to the shit show. I used to be a meth head. These days I'm just a pothead. People don't like that, but whatever. That's my story. You don't have to do it my way. I've been doing it this way for 9 frickin' years, and it's worked for me. So I'm going to keep doing it. My life just keeps getting better. And we're fine. I mean, I'm not like one of those guys that's like, I'm gonna smoke weed for the rest of my life, bro. But like right now, it hasn't been a degradation in my life. So taking my own personal inventory, it's not listed in the cons of life. So we're gonna keep rocking, you know. And if it one day it falls away, it falls away. But as of right now, life's going beautiful. Things are going good. Everything's manageable, and I'm just gonna keep on rocking, being me, right? Fuck them if they don't like it, says Josh, right? Fuck them if they don't like it. It's just, you know, to each their own in this world. I'm not even. I used to like try to unify everybody. Like when I first started, I shouldn't say when I first started my pages. When I first started my pages, I was more or less just sharing what I was about. But then eventually, freaking talk over here. Eventually, I realized that was a part of my story that like other people weren't sharing, or other people weren't. I don't know, that other people were against cannabis and recovery. And it wasn't a huge thought in my brain when I was doing recovery in the beginning. It wasn't like, oh, people won't like this. That's a controversial thing, blah, blah, blah. I was just kind of like, because I met a few other people that were doing it this way already. So it was like, oh, okay, so this is just a thing, whatever. Didn't really know all the different pathways of recovery and all this stuff that had already been laid out before me. And then when I started to discover all that, I went on this huge, we need to unify the recovery world and everybody should just, you know, get along and stuff. And eventually I just was like, meh. You don't have to like me. I don't have to like you. We don't have to agree. We don't have to get along. That's fine. You go your way, I'll go my way. There's division everywhere in the world, and it's there. I don't know if you'll ever you're never going to get everybody to look at something the same, you know? We're looking at something from two different angles. You're going to think it looks like that. I'm going to think it looks like this. And we're just going to agree to disagree, you know? We're just going to agree to disagree. And nobody's ever changed somebody's trajectory in life by saying, you know, you do realize in a comment on a social media video, you know? Let's see. Hey man, it ain't no drug because I'm doing it. LML. It's not even that bad, but people still flip over it. Yeah, I went. I've done a lot of cool stuff to help with legalization and stuff like that. I've done a lot of advocacy. I've spoken to senators. I've done a lot of pushback on the laws, and I had Tommy Chong on my page to talk about cannabis as a recovery tool. I brought a doctor. I had an actual recovery, cannabis as a recovery tool panel discussion where I brought on a doctor and a guy with a PhD. Well, I guess he's a doctor too, a guy with a PhD. He's a doctor too. So I brought on two doctors, and then I had a couple recovering addicts who use cannabis in their recovery, and Tommy Chong came back and joined us for that video as well. And you still get people who are like, nah. It's like, all right, fine then, bro. I guess whatever. I didn't pay that doctor $500 just to have you say, nah. You know? Wow, first time seeing the whole room, says Karen. It's, you know, I used to do this, but it's been a long time. So I'm glad you're here to check this out this morning. You guys are missing out if you're not over on the Book of Faces. They're getting a nice panoramic view this morning. If you're on the tube, you're getting the short end of the stick on this one. I do not know what's going on with this camera. I look freaking dead. Just gray, bro. I'm like blending in with the background color and shit. The other cameras are looking fine. We're doing good over here. Oh, let's see. How was the comedy show? Well, it went great. It went great. Well, which one are we talking about? Are you talking about Sunday? Or are you talking about my open mic that I just did? That one went good. Great, and when I look back on it. While I was there, I didn't think it went great at all, dude. And that's like, you know, you are your own worst critic. That's for sure. And I definitely am my own worst critic. I did my comedy bit, and I forgot. Okay, so I did good on my first punchline. My first punchline of, I've been doing motivational speaking for 8 years, but I had to give it up. I'm too good at it. I gave a speech about chasing your dreams, and the next day I quit. Now I'm here. That one went over well. Got a good pop out of that one. But then right after that, I forgot the punchline for the second joke. The second joke was, no, the truth is, after 8 years of motivational speaking, I finally realized that I don't really give a shit what other people do. And then that's what I said, and then you gotta follow that up with, you can't be like that as a motivational speaker. I can't get up in here and be like, you gotta chase your dreams. Every day you gotta wake up and grind. Or not. It's really up to you. Whatever floats your boat. That's what I was supposed to say. But I forgot the whole second part, so I don't even know if that would be funny or not. Instead, I said, I figured out that I don't really give a shit what other people do. So now I'm just going to tell jokes. Beep the doop. And then went back to my notes and found the next joke because I totally blanked and couldn't remember my punchline. And then I fucked up one of my best jokes, which I'm not going to do on a live stream because I want to keep at least some of my good jokes in my back pocket to do at live. I don't want you to see everything I got. Calm down out there. I don't want to take every joke that I have and put them out on the internets, and then that's when you come see me, that's all you're going to see is everything that you've already seen in reels, So I have some jokes that I got to keep in my back pocket that not everybody gets to see. But I have one that I haven't tested yet, and I want to test it really bad, and I screwed it up. Totally screwed it up. Totally gave away the punchline. Because I wrote it down in my notes with the punchline as the note to remember the joke, which that's my takeaway from that situation is don't do that. So in my notes, I wrote the punchline. So when I looked at my notes, I said the freaking punchline right away. And I was like, no, wait, I messed up that joke. Hang on, let me start over. And it started over. But the problem is the beginning of the joke, directly points at the punchline. So when you already know the punchline, as soon as I say the first line of the joke, you're like, I get it. I see what he's doing there right away. You know what I mean? So it totally messed up the pop, totally messed up the joke. I was very upset about that. And then my last 3 jokes, I had some Northwoods jokes that I wasn't able to do at my last comedy gig. So I really wanted to try them, but I wasn't in a Northwoods crowd this time. And I even said that, though. I prefaced those jokes by saying, I wrote these for the Northwoods. I don't know if they're going to work down here, but we're going to try them. I wanted to see. Maybe they would. And no, they didn't. They didn't get it. You have to have at least spent some time in the Northwoods to understand some of the jokes that I did, For real, for now, bro owns the Fartmobile. Where did you stand up at? This last time I was at the Comedy Cabin, that was just an open mic. The time before that was a benefit for a friend of mine's daughter. They asked me if I'd come up and do comedy. The set actually got bumped on that one, but that would have been. I showed up. I did everything I was supposed to do. They just didn't have room for me. So I'm going to count it as a win. I didn't get booed off stage, That's a win. I've done comedy at a local bar and grill up in my hometown. I did comedy at a recovery event a couple years ago, too. Just a quick 10-minute spot of comedy. I portrayed one of my characters at another recovery event. I did Matty Jablonsky, if you guys have ever seen that video. So a lot of people tag me in comments and they call me Marty because predictive text, if you're not paying attention and you type Matty, it'll change it to Marty if you have your predictive text on. So I get a lot of people that comment Marty. And then a lot of people think my last name Jablonsky is spelt with an I. So I get a lot of people that'll comment on my videos, hey, Matty Jablonsky with an I. So, and that's not me, okay? And then one time I got somebody made a post about me, talking about because I smoke weed in recovery and I'm this horrible person, right? So they made this whole post about how terrible I am and how I'm spreading a terrible message and I'm an enabler and blah, 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 blah. Really just, that's your perspective, bro. I can appreciate it. Love ya, but I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. But somebody made this horrible post about me, but they called me Matty Jablonsky with an I in the post. And I'm like, somewhere out there's a guy named Marty Jablonsky who lives in Economowalk who's just, oh, gee willikers, would you look at this here? I don't even know why they're so upset with me, hon. Oh, me and my wife were just sitting there, and we're watching the old tubes, and then she goes to flickering through that Facebook, and boy, here comes up this post, just saying that I'm a scoundrel and all these things, and that I smoke weed, and I don't even. I mean, except for that one time there back, in 1983, I took a little pufferooski, but I don't touch that stuff, so I don't understand where these posts are coming from. And that's Marty Jablonsky from Economowalk. And the only problem with portraying Marty is I have to shave my beard down to just a mustache, and then I have some yellow, the yellow aviators that I wear, and I mean, he's a hoot. That guy there, he's a hoot, I tell you. But I busted him out at a recovery event one time, and that was a great time. So I've done comedy at a few different places so far. What are you exactly an enabler of? Laughs? Yes, I will enable you to laugh. Well, I can understand their perspective on me being an enabler from the sense of I provide encouragement. Okay, like I don't get up here and tell people they're doing their shit wrong. I'm not up here to call you guys out on shit. If you're doing shit wrong, that's between you and your family and your support system and your recovery that you're supposed to be working on, and all of that is on you. That's not on me, what you guys are doing behind these cameras and outside of it. And honestly, I've met so many people that have something that they do in their recovery that is different, that doesn't fit to the AA model, NA model standards of recovery, right? They either they're not 100% clean and sober. Maybe they still drink alcohol. Maybe they don't have a sponsor. Maybe there's no meetings in their area, so they don't go to meetings. Maybe there's this, there's that. There's a million different things that they say you have to have in order to have a successful recovery, that I've seen people living an amazing life for years, and they didn't do that one thing, So for me to sit up here on a screen, never having met you, don't know your family, don't know how you are at work, or how many amends you've made, or how many resentments you've let go, or how much forgiveness you've developed, or I can't speak on any of that. So for me to sit behind a screen and tell people, you know what, here's what your problem is, I'm not that guy. I'm not going to sit up here and pretend like I know how to fix your life, because I got some fucked up shit, I'm still working on me up here too. The only reason I'm up here talking about this stuff is because I'm fucked up, so I'm learning all this stuff to help me not be so fucked up, and I think you guys should learn this stuff too, because you're probably a little fucked up like I am, you know what I mean? I'm not up here no, here, I know the right way. I know the right way to do things, and I have mastered it and figured it out because I'm so super freaking smart, bro, that I've mastered the art of making your life better. So I'm here to bestow upon you the blessings of my wisdom. Okay, so just stick around, man, and I will enlighten you on all the ways that you're living wrong. Yeah. I can't be that recovery guy. So if that's who you're looking for, you're going to have to find a different page to follow, because I'm just winging it up here, and and I'm just here to say, I'm not here to say, hey, you should do it my way, or here's the way you should do it, or any of that. I'm just here to say, just do it, just do it. And if it's working for you, that's freaking awesome. Thank you. Please share it with the world, because there's somebody out there who might hear your story and go, oh shit, dude, didn't know I could do it that way. And maybe they'll step away from drugs because they never were told that, oh yeah, you could make it work even though you can't find a meeting, or you could make it work even if you don't have a sponsor, or you could make it work even though you're still smoking weed, or you can make it work even if you don't have this. They've probably always heard, I'll give you a 0% chance of making it if you don't have this program, and blah, 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 blah. Or just the general consensus of the world is 12 steps. That's it. 12 steps. They have this solution and they're like, 12 steps. Here's what it is. Take it. And then you go to the meetings and it kind of sucks. Or maybe there's some dude there that creeps you out. Or there's or the meeting's just not very well ran. Or there's a million things that can end up making you think well, what the hell? How am I supposed to make this work? because I can't do this meeting shit. And all they'll tell you is keep coming back, keep coming back, keep coming back. But then they'll also say that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing again and again and again and expecting different results, right? We've all heard that in a recovery meeting or as a recovery slogan. But then they find people that can't make recovery work for them within their own meetings, and they tell them, keep coming back, keep coming back, keep coming back, keep coming back. Like, dude, are you making them insane? That's right, Terry. Your definition of success could be completely different from the person standing right next to you. Amen. You know, and that's where I've looked at, like, they give us these low statistics for recovery, right? Like, I have one of them tattooed on my arm, okay? 2%. They say that only 2% of meth addicts ever make it into long-term recovery and never use again. They also say that NA and AA have like a 5 to 8% success rate. 5 to 8%. These low numbers, and it can be very disheartening, and it causes a lot of people to lose hope, you know, like especially not so much as a person going through addiction, but as a family member of somebody struggling with addiction. When you hear those success rates, it hits you in the heart, because it's like, really? My son or my daughter or my niece, my nephew, they only have a 5% chance of success. Is that true? You know? And I love telling people this, because I think it gives them more hope in that, is that those numbers are skewed. For one, I never took a fucking survey. Any of you guys ever get a survey? Anybody ever receive the survey about recovery and how it's going for you and which pathway you're taking? Any of you guys get that in the mail and fill it out and send it out? No, didn't fucking think so. They didn't even ask anybody. They just come up with these fucking numbers. No, but I also think they don't take into account, especially with the NA and AA success rate, right? If somebody leaves the program but is still working their recovery, that person is marked as a failure in the NA/AA success, because you left the program. The program is that you're supposed to be in it for the rest of your life. So if you're no longer attending meetings, you're considered a failure. If you still use cannabis, or you still drink a beer on Friday night or whatever, but it doesn't cause the shit in your head, you know, whatever, you're marked as a failure in the NA/AA success rating. So I think that it doesn't take into account enough of the successes that aren't involved in the program, you know? So I mean, yeah, does NA itself have a 5 to 8% success rate? Sure. But like, that doesn't mean that the addicts themselves have a 5 to 6% success rate of recovery or chance of recovery. Recovery knows no bounds. It frickin' works for people who work it. That's what it is. Like, don't get in that mindset of recovery works or rehab works or the meetings work. No, they don't. You do. Recovery doesn't work. You work. Okay? It doesn't matter which pathway you take, which pathway you choose, or if you blaze your own trail through this stuff. As long as you're actually doing the work, you'll live a better life. And it doesn't have to be perfect, and it'll still be amazing. Even if it's not by the books, 100% perfect, went to a detox, went to a rehab, got out, did my 90 and 90, found a sponsor, never used again, doesn't have to be that perfect frickin' recovery story. It will still be amazing. It will still be inspirational, and it'll still push you to your limit and break you numerous times. You will have the, why did I even do this? What is wrong with me? Battling inside yourself. I've never found a recovery path. Some people like try to talk down about other people's recovery paths by saying that, oh, doing it that way is an easier and softer way. They love to say it about Cali Sober and people who use cannabis in recovery. They will love to tell you, well, that's an easier, softer way to recover, implying that their way was the harder and gruffer and rougher way, you know? I don't think there is an easier, softer way to recover. And if there is, we should probably tell people about it, because people are dying in the streets. So I don't care if it was easier for you or if it was rough and gruff and you went through the dirt. I don't care how it happened. All I care is that it happened. So, and I've never said, oh, that's an easier way, this is a harder way. I've always said they're just different ways. They're just different pathways. Because I've been doing it the wrong way for 9 freaking years. And some of the people along the way who've said, you're doing it wrong, Matty. You're risking everything. You're going to mess it up. I give you 0% chance of success. Some of them guys are back out. Some of them went back out and died. So worry about your own recovery. Because while you're focused on that other guy and his recovery or lack thereof in your eyes, relapse is sneaking up behind you. So mind your own shit. Take your own inventory. Worry about what you got going on. Don't worry about what I do or do not do in my recovery. Worry about what you do or do not do in your recovery. Because honestly, if my way is easier and softer, then why can't you friggin' do it? You know? So shut the fuck up. How about just shut the fuck up? That's one thing you could do. This is what you're doing. This is what I want you to do. Any questions? Let's see. The 2% thing was a motivation for me and still is. My brain hears you can't do that and says, watch this, hold my beer. Hell yeah. I love that. Thank you for saying that, because that's a big reason why I got it tattooed on my arm, is because I thought that same thing. I didn't see that as only 2% are going to make it. Oh, well, then I guess that lowers my chances. I looked at it as that number is wrong. I'm going to prove it wrong. I'm going to be in the 2%, which I think is a way bigger number, and I'm going to get it tattooed on me, and I want every motherfucker who walks this road too to get it tattooed on them. And if they took everybody in the world who had this tattoo or could have this tattoo and put us together, you would see that it is way more than 2% of the people who ever used. Terry, I appreciate all you guys. Why worry about the splinter in my eye when you have a log in yours? Amen. Don't worry about that splinter. Or even so, like, you're going to have splinters in your eyes. We all have this. I get the Bible verse reference that you're making there. Everybody has a splinter in their eye, whether they know it or not. Because the splinter in our eye is sin in this case, because that's the Christian belief here. But the splinter in your eye being a sin, all of us have sins, whether we know it or not and acknowledge it or not. Even if you think you have all of the sin out of your life, there are the unknown sins, the sins that we do that we don't even know that we do, you know, or things that we partake in that you don't even know you just partook in it. You bought a tomato from the store, but the money goes back to a company that's using child labor to produce the farm product. How does that affect what you're buying that tomato? You know what I mean? Like, we don't even know the ripple effect of what we do in the world. So for one person to sit and point at another person's thing, when we all have our splinters in our eyes. All of us have splinters in our eyes. Let's see. I'm 3 years from alcohol. Right on, Terry. Awesome, man. Keep it up, bro. You know, that's the thing, is if it's a problem for you, it's a problem for you. And that's one person's trash is another man's treasure, or what works for one person can kill another person. A million ways you can break it down. But, you know, each of us has our thing. And all pathways are accepted here at the Point of Change. Not just all pathways to recovery, but all pathways of addiction as well. Because there's multiple ways to find yourself into an addiction. There's multiple things you could be addicted to. There's multiple ways you can find yourself out. And there's multiple ways you can recovery. Multiple ways you can recovery. I hate that I just said that. Multiple ways that you can recover. I'm going to blame it on no teeth. I'm going to blame that on no teeth. That one was my teeth flipped up. If you don't have top teeth, your top lip is just a meat flap. There's no muscle to this thing at all. It's just a mustache holder. It just hangs there. Drives me nuts sometimes, puts extra letters in my words. Let's see, if you have TikTok, give him a follow there, as he's saving money for the same reason he's talking about. Oh, thank you for the reminder, Tristan. Well, okay, so what we're doing here with why I'm over here on the TikTok and why I originally wanted to move this to TikTok, let me see. Oh, you guys on the tube can see it. There, in the background here. Oh, you guys can't see it. Let me get out of the way. Which way do I go? The camera's better. I don't know. Right now I'm blocking it over here. Hang on. Let me just get the hell out of here. I'm just done, you guys. I disappeared for them, but Facebook can still see me. Okay. On this back wall. Oh, you can't even see it anyways because there's a glare on it. Okay. But that back there is a giant tooth. So what we're doing is on Toothless Tuesday, any money that comes in to the point of change, especially if I'm going to do it on all 3 channels, we'll have to try and moderate how much comes in per day on each channel. That'll be a thing. We'll figure it out though. But what we're doing is any money that comes in for Toothless Tuesday is going up here, and we're going to save any money that comes in from Toothless Tuesday to help somebody get their teeth fixed. So it might take a while. I don't know how long it's going to take to get enough cash. I think it's going to be around, hang on, we got sirens. I think it's going to be around $5,000. That's kind of the where you want to start for a bottom dollar on when you're getting your teeth fixed. So I think we're going to try and save up $5,000. When we get there, we will help somebody get their teeth fixed. Now, I don't know exactly how the hell to go about that, okay? Oh, it's not. I'm pointing at random shit over here on FB. But that's my dog. Squirrel. I'm so far what I'm thinking with over here on the talk is anything that comes in on the talk is going towards getting people's teeth fixed, because on the talk it seems like I can already earn revenue over there. On YouTube I am not monetized on YouTube, not monetized on TikTok either, but it seems they can allow people to give you money or something. There's some way I'm making money over here on TikTok for live videos. So that's where the idea was born from, was they were like, hey, you can make money on TikTok doing lives. And I was like, okay, sweet, we'll do that, and we'll help somebody get their teeth fixed. That'll be cool. So that's how that started. I'm not totally sure how it fits into the... Oh, we got more sirens coming, guys. Get out of the way, bro. Life-saving seconds here, man. Godspeed, gentlemen. So I'm not totally sure how this and that plan fits into this whole grand scheme with 3 phones in front of me going live on multiple platforms at once. I'm not totally sure how it all fits in and how we'll factor everything from everything. But here on YouTube, I don't even make money on here anyways. Over here on Facebook, I make very little. So... And on TikTok, I made like $10 on the first time I went live. So I was like, oh, wow, this is going to be great. But then, you know how it is, up and down and up and down. And some days I make nothing. And I'm like, was this the right idea? How long is it going to take to get somebody that teeth fixed? But I think we're up to like $60 or $70. So we got a long freaking way to go. But one day, we're going to get somebody's teeth fixed for them. And it's going to be glorious. It's going to be wonderful. Let's see. DJ. No, I never did. It's 100%. Oh, wait, sorry. I think I already read that one. I'm a long-term recovery, but I locked myself in the house for 3 months. Didn't see or talk to anybody. My dad helped. Right on. Amen. Thanks for sharing that. My guy is live. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, TJ. How you doing, bro? Boy, oh boy, we got all of the sirens going past this morning, guys. Prayers to everybody involved. Let's see. Unorthodox recovery. Yeah, doing it wrong recovery. Let's see. Coming back down. TJ, I've been on Suboxone for about 15 years, and I've had plenty of relapse in between, but as of now, it's been about 1 year and 2 months since I did meth. Right on, man. Way to keep rocking. 1 year and 2 months is badass. I don't really... we have a saying here at the Point of Change, and that is, I don't care what a person does to stay in recovery and keep living a better life. If sticking a pickle in your ass keeps you clean, then stick the pickle, bro. So saith the yodeling pickle. All right, let's see what else we got around here. Yo, TJ, keep up good work, brother. I see you. Keep your head up. Love you, big fella. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Justin. Working on it every day. Right on, brother. Let's see. Multiple ways you can recovery. Thanks, good for that, Jim. But get out of here. Get out of here. Don't you dare start putting together all the sentences I ever done messed up. Let's see. How can I give on YouTube? The option is not there. Yeah, I don't know if there are ways. That's questionable, Terry. I don't know if I have a way to help or a way to get any money. I mean, I have like Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, all that shit, and we can figure it out if we need to. You can just message. I don't know. Can you message people on YouTube? I don't know how to do any of these things. Let's see. I still can't look at a pickle the same, says Josh. For sure, man. You'll never look at a pickle the same. And we have pickle butt recovery merchandise too. If you're interested in having pickle butt recovery on your chest or having a picture of Matthew on your clothes, then you guys go over to my what is it? thepointofchange.myspreadshop.com. That's what it is. And you can check out my merchandise. What's the Cash App? Cash App? Oh, I'm using my phone right now. I think it's $ Matthew Jablonsky with 2 T's and a Y. Let me see if I can spell it. Let me see if I can spell it. What is that? Oh, start a poll, start a Q&A. What do you mean start a Q&A? We're already doing a Q&A. This is a Q&A setup. What's up, Cindy? How are you this morning? Good to see you, dear. Taking Hannah to work, but still listening. Right on, bro. Right on. Oh, trying to think of anything I could say to embarrass you in front of your daughter. But I'll just be good. I'll be good. You know what? I don't have to always take it that place with my friends. You know, like. As soon as somebody in my live video tells me what they're doing out there, if I have an opportunity to embarrass them, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just start singing like awkward, like singing Barbie Girl or something so everybody thinks you're listening to Barbie Girl. Or that one, wasn't it you, Josh, that you were in the drive-thru and I started yelling obscene orders? I'll have one large penis. Oh, man. That's fun. You don't have to mess with everybody all the time. Let's see. I think you have to have over 500 watch hours on YouTube before you can be monetized. But I'd say use a Cash App because YouTube keeps 49%. Yeah, I believe it's a crazy amount of watch hours I have to have over here before I can get monetized. So I'm thinking I'm going to try and make some long format videos this week to upload to YouTube. I want to remake a video that I made years ago that was things you can eat when you're missing your teeth, because during the process of getting your teeth fixed, like I said earlier in this video, you can end up with 2 to 3 months where you don't have any teeth and you can't eat anything. Or, well, you can, but a lot of people don't know the options to things you can eat while you're missing your teeth. So I made a video years ago and laid out like a shit ton of stuff that you can eat in that process while you're missing your teeth. Because I get a lot of messages from people that are like, hey, getting my teeth ripped out, and I don't know, is there anything I can eat other than oatmeal or, you know, yogurt? Like you just can't think of what the hell could I eat without my teeth. So I made a video laying out a bunch of them, and then when Facebook did its big update, it deleted that video. So now I need to remake that video. So I think that's going to be great. David, you're funny as can be. I like you. Right on. Appreciate it, David. Come on by anytime. Give me a follow. Tuesday mornings I go live, and I'm thinking Thursday mornings we'll go live and hang out. Other than that, I got all kinds of videos. Matthew, if you've seen Matthew, you gotta love that guy, right? I do stand-up comedy, motivational speaking, inspirational speaking, workshops. I got a workshop coming up May 30th right here in Whitewater, putting on a class on how to process your pain through poetry. I think that's going to be a beautiful class. I just found out that I'm going to have to sell tickets. I thought it was just like at this event, people could just come to my show. Apparently no, I have to sell tickets to my show. So if you are in Whitewater, or in the Whitewater, Wisconsin area, and on May 30th, you would like to come see me do a presentation on how to process your pain through art. We're not just focused on poetry. It's going to be about processing pain through art, but processing pain through poetry is a better title, So that's what I went with, was Falling Apart, Processing Pain Through Poetry. And I spelled apart cool. But anyway, that's going to be a lot of fun. Uh-oh. Oh, man. Dude, the talk doesn't think I'm a real person. I just had to put together a puzzle so that I can prove I'm a real person over there. What is your thoughts on nicotine? Hell of a drug. Hell of a drug. The wife and I have a quit date right now. I smoke cigarettes still. I've quit, so many times. But throughout my recovery, I think I've had 3 somewhat, I quit for enough time where I would say that it counts. You know what I mean? I quit for 3 months one time, which barely counts. I quit for 6 months. Caitlin and I, my wife and I, we quit for 6 months together. And then we started again. That was a through the winter thing. We quit when winter rolled around. We were like, all right, we're done smoking, blah, blah, blah. And then guess what? As soon as the winter was gone, because that was our only reason for quitting, right? Or that was the main reason we hung it on. Well, it's winter. We don't want to go outside. We're in Wisconsin. It's cold out, blah, blah, blah. We'll quit for that time. Well, then as soon as summertime started rolling around and we're back outside working and stuff, guess what? Here come the cigarettes again. So we started smoking again. And then we quit for 9 months after that. We smoked for a while, and then we were like, you know what? No, this time let's just be done. We're done. And we quit for 9 months. And then life happened, or, well, rather death happened. But Caitlin's young, not nephew, her young cousin, he was only 23, passed away while he was hiking the worst scenario you can imagine. Dude was on a hike with his bachelor party, for his bachelor party, they went hiking. Instead of going to a titty bar or something like that, they went hiking. And turns out he had a heart problem that was just waiting in the shadows to take him out, and he passed away. And that, not an excuse, but that was really rough, and we started smoking cigarettes again through processing that grief. And we've been going ever since, and it really sucks that it was that's the thing that tripped us up, I hate putting that weight on it too, of because Bradley would not want that to be a thing. He would not want us to have slipped up because he passed away, so we're trying to get back on that horse. End of this month, we're going to quit again. We've learned over the years that we have to do it together, because we've had a few times where one of us quit and the other one kept smoking. Doesn't work out very long when we do it that way. So trying to get back up on that horse, man. Let's see. My addiction is vaping, gummies, and full throttle. Wait, vaping you're vaping gummies? I think you're supposed to eat gummies. Stop vaping them, Jen. No, I'm just fucking with you. So vaping, gummies, and full throttle, comma in there, all 3 things. I could see that. Yeah, I'm not much of a vapor. And mostly just because I made fun of it for so long that I can't do it now. You know what I mean? I called it a douche flute for so long, and I made fun of everybody with their candy rainbow sparkle cigarette puffer thing. And then when they did when they had the big mod boxes, you guys remember those? The giant mod box. Plus, when they had the fillable ones that came with the big canister and you could put the nicotine stuff in there, I used to put drugs in that, and I would do drugs out of a vape. So for me, a vape is kind of triggering. I don't even know if it's triggering necessarily these days. It's just kind of it's a reminder. It's a reminder. When I see people walking down the street and they hit a vape pen or whatever, you might as well be smoking a meth bubble walking down the sidewalk. It's the same thing in my brain, And plus, yeah, like I said, I picked on people for smoking vapes for so long that now I wouldn't be able to do it. And it's I'm going to quit smoking cigarettes and just become a douche. No, I don't think so. Let's see. There was supposed to be a combo. My bad. No, that's all good. I smoked till I was 9 years old, and then I got with my boyfriend, and he doesn't like cigarette smoke, and I don't blame him, so I went to vaping. Right on. Makes sense. My brain does that too. The fucking, what would you call it? not bartering, kind of a trade. But like my brain puts these scenarios, like when I thought about quitting smoking, and even now thinking about it, my brain is already trying to find a replacement. You know what I mean? It's like, no, it's an extra thing. It's already an extra thing. You know what I mean? And my brain's like, but if I'm gonna put it down, I guess maybe I'll trade it. I'll go to chewing tobacco, or I'll go to vaping. You know, I gotta have something to fill that little void spot that I'm gonna open up. You know, and I've told myself before, no, you don't. Like it's not a void opened up. It's an extra thing that I have piled on top of my life. So if I take it away, I don't have an open hole. I just don't have anything sitting on top anymore. You know what I mean? It's a trade-off. Yeah, that's that old addict in my brain. That's Matthew sitting up there. I try to keep him tied up and in a rolly chair in the closet. I try to tuck him away. Wrapped up in bungee cords. What's good, Matt? Congratulations on the stand-up. Thanks, bro. I appreciate it. Yeah, it went... While it happened, I thought I bombed so bad. I got off the stage like, oh my God, I fucked up so bad. Because I fucked up like 3 punchlines, and then my last 3 jokes just didn't hit. It wasn't the right audience for them. So I came back to the table just like, I fucked that up so bad. Oh, look, my wife's back there. Look at my setup this morning,
bitch. Look at you, all 3 platforms. What's up, everybody? Power's out at my studio.
Oh!
So they predicted to come back on at 1. People are already rescheduling for today, though, because they're calling for inch-size hail.
Oh, yeah?
And more chance of tornadoes this afternoon.
So you're not working today?
Probably not.
Oh, sweet.
If the power comes... I'm waiting to hear back from one client to hear if they would like to stay safe and get rescheduled.
To hang out with my wife. To hang out with my wife.
Heck yeah. I am actually heading out the door right now, though. And go have lunch with a colleague.
Okay.
Love you bunches.
Where are you going?
Cosmo, you want me to bring you back something?
Bring me back something.
Okay.
Yeah.
You think about it and text me in a little bit what you want.
Like a burrito.
Okay.
With steak and chicken.
Okay.
Yeah. Steak and chicken burrito.
Okay.
All right. I love you so much.
Love you. Y'all have a kick-ass day. I see you later.
Multistreaming! Let's see. The kisses. Hello, ma'am. Keep Matt in line now. You're supposed to keep me in line.
Always.
Always, she says.
It was part of my vows. I'll always call him out on his shit.
She did. She said that at our wedding. I will always call you out on your BS, she said. Let's see. Congratulations on the stand-up. Yeah, like I was saying there, when I came back to the table, I was like, I fucked that up so bad. And like, I just was beating myself up, dude. I am my own worst critic. And of course, it's like, I just stepped away from the factory. This stand-up opportunity of open mic opened up. I was like, all right, cool. This is awesome. I can get up on stage. I can get a couple minutes of me doing comedy on tape for reels and stuff. It's a great opportunity. Hopefully leads to a paid gig or to just a booking of any kind would be great, you know. So I think I had just put too much on it in my head. I was already balancing too much on this one little open mic. So when I fucked up those 3 jokes, in my head it was just the cannonball of like all of these expectations I had fell off and just brah. Oh no. Was this a good decision? I just quit my job. I even told Caitlin, I was like, if I had done this a month ago, I'd go back and tell him I'm not quitting. I wouldn't quit my job because obviously I suck at this and I should just go back home and go back to the factory and never go on stage ever again.
I was so thankful that by the end of the night, he worked through it and that we ended on a better term. And I was like, in those moments, there's not a lot I can say. He's got to ride out the bullshit in his brain. And, yeah.
Little tiny angry Matty.
One other crazy thing I was going to tell you about the storm last night. Giant tree fell down on Jerica's garage and broke the windshield of her truck.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. The huge tree that's on the opposite side of the garage came down and, like, smashed the front of the top of the garage.
Massive trees.
Uh-huh.
Wow. So I got to walk down there, huh?
Yeah.
Hell
But wait till I get back, we'll go check it out together.
Okay, well, I might go for a motorcycle ride if it's still decent out there for a little bit.
I should be back around, like, 12:30 or so. Bye-bye.
What's up, Linzer? How are you? Good morning. Good to see ya. We are broadcasting on all channels this morning. Woo! Kind of fun. Kind of fun having these different. It's like it, and it helps with my eye contact. You know what I mean? That's something I got to work on when I'm speaking on stages, is maintaining eye contact with different people in the audience. This gives me the opportunity to work on that exact thing. You have a great support, Matt. Oh, she's wonderful. She's so great. How long have y'all been married? We are coming up on 3 years married, 6 years together. We met in 2019 at a factory we were working together at. We were on a paint line, and I was the load end lead, and she was the unload end lead. So we had a lot of crossing of working together, and we worked together really wonderfully. We really did. So we were work buddies before and then when there was passing flirtation, I got her number like as soon as I could when she first started. I think it was like on her first or second day. I was like, hey, hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Introduce myself. Maybe get your number. Blah, blah, blah. I just had a feeling. Something told me get her number. And, and I kept that number for a year. And I'd text her every once in a while. We would text each other. Mostly just at work. We had little passing sexual harassment charges. When you're like, ooh, I kind of like her and kind of want to flirt with her, but I don't want to get called to the office because I flirted with her. That was like the thing. But anyways, so we worked together for a year, and then we tried to hang out a couple times. I asked her if she wanted to go frisbee golfing. She brought it up. She was like, "Do you have a frisbee golf?" And like, I've frisbee golfed like a couple times. I'm not very good at it. I lose a lot of discs. I'm not the best, okay? But she was like, "You ever frisbee golf?" And I was like, "Yeah, love frisbee golf. Frolfing? Totally down to frolf, bro." So, and then she stood me up. She didn't show up. And so then I did the same back to her. She invited me frolfing, and I did not show up. So then, so we had a few of those moments that we missed like that. But then eventually one day she hit me up. She wanted to come over and hang out, and we have been inseparable ever since. Like, and she even said, she was like, I was kind of worried that like this wouldn't work, but we're vibing. And I was like, we're vibing, dude. This is pretty cool. You're awesome. Like, this was really fun. And yeah, it was serendipitous. All of it come together wonderfully in the moment of just both of us being ready and available for a relationship. And boom, 3 years later, we got married down at the park here in town. And now we're at that 50-50 mark. You know what I mean? 3 years together, or 6 years together, 3 years of it is married. So it's like half and half right now. And that's just cool. That's cool. Disc Golf Bridge. Y'all are made for each other. Aw, thanks, buddy. Yes, they are the best couple. Aw. Yesterday we were matching and we didn't even know it. We went out to the campground with the doggies to go for a little walk, and we get there and I noticed I got jeans and a plaid shirt. Duh. Couldn't think of the word shirt. And she had the same thing on. I was like, oh man, we're so cute in our matching outfits. Let's see, it was a blessing to watch your wedding live. Our wedding was, our wedding was the best wedding I've ever been to. I'll be honest. I pat myself on the back. I'm just rubbing my shoulder because it hurts. But I will pat myself on the back. That was the nicest wedding I've ever been to. And I was up there, Well, go get them, boys. See, as a recovering heroin and meth addict, I do really love your content. Thank you for sharing. Oh, yeah, thank you, Brittany. Thanks for coming by and having questions and stuff. I love that. It keeps it going for a little while longer. Sometimes you come up here and you got some kind of an idea of something to say in your head, but not enough to fill much time, and then you come up and make the video and everybody pops in, and pretty soon, look at this. We've been live for like an hour and a half now, just hanging out. Hey, Matt, is this live? Yes, sir. What's up, Waylon? How you doing? What's the next event you are going to? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm on 3 channels right now, so I'm bouncing back and forth if you're wondering why I was looking over there and where these comments are. Let's see, what's the next event you're going to? My next event is right here in Whitewater. It is a poetry event that I'm actually going to be doing a workshop on processing your pain through poetry. The sun came out a little bit outside, and my face is whited out over here on the Book of Faces. Holy crap, the Book of White Faces. I am so thankful it is spring. I have gotten so pasty pale white over this winter, dude. Like, it is ridiculous. Like, my skin color matches shit that it shouldn't, you know? Anything for 420. I was wondering if we should do like a 420 live event on the Point of Change and across the platforms or something. But as far as an in-person thing, I don't have anything on the books for 420. Are you doing something for 420? I would be open to being a part of something you're doing. You can't see all the chats on StreamYard? No, because I don't pay for StreamYard. I'm just doing... I wanted to go live on all 3 pages, and I needed 3 devices. Man, I'm stumbling through my words already now here. But, so I needed 3 devices. I don't pay for StreamYard. If you pay for StreamYard, you can multi-stream on it. But StreamYard is super freaking expensive now, and it costs like $45 a month for StreamYard. So I'm not going to pay for that right now. If in the future we get monetized on YouTube and we get monetized on TikTok and then we got enough money coming in to where it justifies it, you bet. But as of right now, with just now starting to turn this from hobby to job, I don't want to add too much overhead on it. So right now I've got CapCut that I pay for. I think that's about it. No, I pay for YouTube Premium too. I don't know if that necessarily counts for social media stuff, but right now just trying to keep the cost low on everything I'm doing. And I bought a lot of stuff recently. Definitely celebrate 420. That's my birthday. Hell yeah, brother. I'm doing grown-up shit today, paying to get my septic tank pumped. The old me would use that money elsewhere. Hell yes! We would put a garden hose down in there and bleed off the top water into the backyard and then run to the dope man. Let's see. That's why I went to Rumble Studios. That makes sense. Check out Rumble Studios. It's free. Oh yeah, Rumble Studios, and you can multi-stream from there. That'd be cool. And grow up in Pekin. Oh, 419. Oh, okay. I'm guessing that's Missouri. Hi, Wendy. Wendy, Cindy, Bo, Bendy. How you doing this morning? Good to see you. Randy. So my city had funnel clouds yesterday in the storm, and today we got snow. We had frickin' tornadoes around here. Someone said a tornado touched down just over by Jefferson, and then there was another one spotted over by Palmyra. It got pretty terrifying here last night. In the middle of the night, the tornado whistle started going off and everything. I regret to inform you all that I went right back to sleep. I did not get up. I did not panic. I didn't go to the basement. I didn't do shit. Caitlin got up. She was like, the whistles are going off. I was like, huh? Oh, yeah. Went right back to sleep. So Caitlin's like, so I'm down there watching out the windows, getting ready to go to the basement, ready to yell up the stairs in case I need to wake you up. I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry, babe. I was so tired. I was like, nope, I would rather sleep and risk my life than wake up and be safe. I'm great, thanks, and hope the same for you. Doing really good. Doing really good. Really excited for everything we got going on this summer. I'm going to try and close this window up a little bit because I am just a bright glare on the screen here. I'm glowing. I'm so white that I'm glowing, you guys. Hang on. Close that up a little bit. Now YouTube can't see me at all. Oh, there. It's a little bit better. Still look dead on YouTube. My merch shipped yesterday, bro. Oh, dude, I cannot wait for people to start getting their Matthew shirts. I want pictures, okay? If you get your Matthew shirts, I want pictures of you wearing them. I need models. So pictures with the Matthew shirts, pictures with the Pickle Butt Recovery shirts. And I have some more designs in my brain for Matthew shirts. I would like to make like a Matthew and Matthew where like we're back to back, like the old buddy buddy comedies you used to see, where it's like this guy, like that kind of style, but on a t-shirt with me and Matthew standing back to back. I think that would be a good shirt. Also, the current edition of Matthew shirt doesn't have my page or advertising of any kind on it. People have told me, like, why didn't you do that? Why didn't you put the point of change on there? Stay happy, stay healthy, stay clean, anything. But I'm like, I don't know. Because this shirt, I really just wanted it to be an inside joke shirt. It's just, people who know who Matthew is and have seen that video are going to know what that is. So that's what I wanted it to be. And I wanted it to be kind of a conversation starter of sorts, too. Somebody sees a weird, methed out dude with a frickin' headlamp on your shirt, they might ask, what in the frick is that about? And then you can tell them about this guy, Matty Jablonsky, who makes these videos. So it's a bit of an inside joke, bit of just a fun shirt. But in the future here, I will put out some Matthew and Matthew shirts, and maybe even like some with like a Matthew and Matthew comic strip kind of thing going on it. Let's see, Matthew merch needs stay happy, stay healthy, stay clean with your clean date, maybe. Maybe. Nah, I don't want my clean. You know what the problem with having my clean date on stuff with anything with me is, like, it starts to look like that's the death, like my death date or something. It's like Matty Jablonsky 2317, never forget. Like it's a little bit like I died or something. Let's see. That's all right. I look like the dude on powder. Oh, shut up. Let's see. I still wear your point of change rubber wristband. Hell yeah, bro. Me too. I'm just a walking advertisement for myself this morning. I got the point of change shirt. I got the point of change band. We're on the point of change. We got the banner in the background. Boy, just branding 101 around here, guys. Put your brand on everything. Except up here it just says of change. That one says change. This one says T change. Let's see. I sleep through the sirens also, but when it's storming that hard, you literally can't hear them where I live, even though there's one a quarter mile away. Oh, wow. Got pretty loud in the storm, huh? Let's see. Damn, I got you that. That makes sense. I haven't worn my bracelet or watch since the dog attack. Oh, bro. I forgot. You never turned into Dog Man. I was excited for that. I was hoping that Josh would have stuff like, I have the powers of a dog. I can lick scraps off the kitchen floor. Guerrilla marketing. Go give it to the bums so everybody sees it. There you go. That's actually not a bad idea. I love your skits. Right on, Antoine. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. I see my name is still on the banner. Oh, yeah. I never took any names off of the banner. There's the only thing that happens is if you happen to pass away, you get a heart drawn next to your name. That's the only way your name will change on there. I had recently considered getting rid of the banner. Not getting rid of it, but like taking it down on the background of my videos. But after further contemplation, I have decided that I still love the banner and I would still like it to remain in the background, so it is still there. Have a good day, everybody. I'd like to have you on as a guest sometime and we can talk shop. Hell yeah, Waylon, that'd be awesome. Hit me up sometime, bro. Let's get it in the books. Let's see. Scroll back up, make sure I didn't miss anything. Josh says, no! All right. Just because you said so, bro, we won't. One thing I am going to end up doing back here, though, is probably having like a retro video game set up back there, because my mom got me like a nice old CRT screen TV, and then I got these retro consoles given to me from Caitlin's uncle. And I need a place to put it all, and I don't want to do like a basement hangout. I don't want the man cave in the basement. This is my hangout, is up here. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna set up like a CRT screen in the background there, probably right in front of the banner. Actually, it'll be the CRT screen would be in the corner back there where Right now there's a Nintendo poster back there. Instead there will be a CRT screen back there. Maybe even leave it on during the videos, you know? So in the background there's just an old school video game playing in the background. Maybe. I do love this layout on StreamYard though. This looks really nice, doesn't it? You guys on FB over here, you can see this. This looks really nice. Does it sound good? Do I look good? How pretty am I? Tell me how pretty I am. If I go on the banner when I die, I want a zombie. Alright, I'll draw a little cartoon zombie right next to you. Muscular beaver. That's funny both ways you think about it. Oh, man. All right, guys. Well, we have been going live here it's been an hour and a half. I'm going to get out of here and get some shit done with my day. This was fun, though. This was kind of cool with 3 different live videos going on. It was fun to keep up with comments on different platforms. Then when I had, like, over here, I think I had everybody left at one point, and it didn't really matter because I still had viewers over here. So it was kind of fun. This was kind of nice. And I got to see myself all over the place. Got to look at a bunch of different reflections of my toothless face, so that was great. All right, guys. I love you guys. I hope you guys have a beautiful day. I will see you next time. Until then, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay clean. Oh, now I got to end them at different times. All right, so later, FB. Mind you first, because I love you. And then, let's see. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Oh, YouTube. Love you guys, but I'm ending it. Sorry, guys. Bye. All right, guys. Last